Make sure this mic works. Check, 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 check. Looks good. All right, I'll check back in a sec. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. I'm going to do what I normally do here. Mark up these charts. I got the day, day high. Whoops, that's not right. I think that is the daily. Week, day low, day high. 4 hour high. 4 hour low. We're going to make this 4 hour slash day. Da, 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 da. We got an inside hour, which I am a big fan of. 60, 60. And then I'm also going to mark, we got double inside 30s. So one of us already marked. I'm going to mark the other, the high. This is the 30. This is the 30 and 60. And that is it. Let me fix these other charts I got. Template, do I have a weekly? Nope. Let's do 4 hour. Make this the weekly. Let's save this template as W. Bam. It's the weekly high. We hit weekly target. We hit weekly magnitude. So the daily setup was amazing today. If we look at NQ daily, we had a rev strat inside bar, a 2 down green hammer. We broke bull, and from this morning on, I said I am a bull above 862. So you can see 862 was this high, right? 862.50. And as long as price stayed over 862.50, I was bullish. So here's the open. We did chop around a little bit. We got a nice, if we go on like a smaller time frame, this is the, go to the 2 minute here. So I got long. This was pre-market. We had news this morning. Pre-market, we chopped sideways, right? Tightening range above 860. Let me get rid of this line because it might be a little confusing, right? So above this line, we are bulls. That means the day is in force. We are looking for daily magnitude. We got a nice push off the open. I did not take as much profit as I should have. I stopped out probably about here when this pulled back, but I did jump back in holding over 862, right? So as long as price is over 862, the day is in force. And I'm looking for daily magnitude up at 91.68. That was also the weekly trigger. And we got that. We pulled back. We back tested the weekly trigger. Stayed in force and took out weekly magnitude, I believe, at, what is it, 93. Let me look here, 22,093. 22,093. I don't have it on this chart. Let's just draw it real quick. Why am I having to do this? So let's just mark this out so you guys see what I'm looking at when I'm trading. Right, this was this line up here, weekly magnitude. We tag weekly magnitude, pull back a little bit, break higher, pull back a little bit. But we got the weekly triggered here. This was the weekly entry, and there was Trump kind of stuff going on here. I took longs, so I shorted this on the hourly chart. You guys want to look at a great picture perfect setup. Inside hour, we break both bear. We come back down here. We don't quite get to magnitude, but this was a decent push down, and I was in earlier. I didn't wait for this to break. It was a quick 52-point move, and it happened very fast. You look on a 2 minute chart here. Where is it? It was basically a 2 minute candle, 4 minutes, right? We started taking out these lows. We broke bear. I hit max profit. I closed out. That was it. Right. Then I started looking bull. Once we reversed here and on the 60, what happened? Right? We broke bear, hammered up, right? 2 down green hammer. We got a rev strat here. Inside bar, 2 down green hammer, close at the highs. I'm looking for a break of this high. We take the high, and I said we're going to new high a day. That's what we did. hit weekly magnitude, and that was a wrap, man. That left me with I've got 5 funded accounts now. So I didn't trade my XFAs earlier. I was up 450 in each. So I just traded 2 combines, and I got 2 more funded accounts that I activated tonight. So I'm gonna copy trade 3. I'll probably copy trade the 2 backups as collectively in a little group. So if I hit max loss on my 3, like during Globex or Asia London, I will have some accounts to trade during New York, which is not my favorite time to trade. I'm not a huge fan of New York, but today it worked out. The setups were there. I feel like I should have made way more money than I did, but it's okay. Um, I'm trying to be okay. So I made 450 per account, right? So it was a $1,300, 1,350. I made 1,350 last night, and I'm just trying to be okay with that. I know for anybody who's new, you might be like, like shit. I wish I could make 1,350. And that comes with time. Like a year ago, I would have been thrilled by 1,350. But today I feel like I should have done better. And that's just because I'm a perfectionist. I am always shooting for the stars. I demand a lot from myself, and especially when the setup is as clear as it is here, like we had on the daily chart. All right, look, rev strat, inside bar, 2 down, green hammer, boom, up. This I should have been in from the morning until at least we hit up here, this daily trigger, or I mean daily target, but really like 22K was what I was looking for, and we got that, and then we got more. We got 124 points more, and I don't feel like I capitalized on that the way that I should have. And we haven't had a great daily setup for at all. Like right here, I mean, you could argue this Breaking Bull was an attempt, but like the rest of this stuff, garbage, 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 sideways, kind of choppy, whatever. This gap down was nice, right? So big gap down, buying. But other than that, I mean, this is the next best setup that we've had since the Sunday sell off. So, like 2 weeks. And so I'm starting to kind of trade like I'm looking at 1 or 2 really high quality, big move, 200, 300 point setups per week. And then if I can trade around that, like those be my big winning days, and then just trade around it, right? Be cautious, protect profits, maybe be okay with 40, 50 points. But days like today, when we just are we're gonna rip, and you got a good read on it, I feel like I should have capitalized more, and I didn't. I mean, I did, but not what I expect of myself. But I do try and keep in mind that 6 months ago when I started trading futures, I would be thrilled if I passed 2 combines and then put 1,350 in accounts. Like that's a good trading session. But someone else that I trade with, a buddy pointed out, like if I had given back, the reason I didn't trade XFAs is I wasn't willing to give back any of the money that I made. So I wasn't even willing to risk like 100 to make more. And so they said, what if you had hit DLL on those accounts? I would be even more pissed. And I told them I can't win with myself, right? I'm annoyed I didn't make more, and I would have been more annoyed if I had lost money. So I'm a very difficult guy to please. It's just the way my brain works, and I'm trying to focus on being more happy with the wins, even though they're not grand slams. Like the way I kind of function is I'm expecting a grand slam every single time, every single trade. It just doesn't work that way. Like gotta be happy with with what I made, what I did today. And I am on some level. It's just not, I'm looking for top tier. every day, 110%. It's that mindset has served me well. It's also been, challenging to, I guess, uphold those goals or those, I tend to be disappointed more than I'm happy with my performance, right? If I made 100, I should have made 200. If I make 200, I should have made 500. If I make 500, I should have made 2,000. If I made 2,000, should have been 5,000. So, I mean, having that mindset though keeps me very driven. It keeps me hungry. It keeps me in the game, and uh, it keeps me pushing harder. When I'm in a trade and then I go on Twitter and I see that I made 1,000 and somebody else took the same trade and they made 6,000, I'm like, what the fuck? I should have made. Why didn't I make 6 grand? I don't know. Maybe they've been trading twice as long as I have. Who knows? But trying to get out of that mindset, just be happy with the wins. Today was a great trading day though. I see 8 balls here. How'd you do, bud? And Kevin. Yeah, I hopped on early. I wanted to kind of review some charts because I don't really like where NQ's at. I mean, we've got weekly, so we hit weekly target, right? We got potential exhaustion. I wasn't really looking for. I was just gonna kind of cross NQ off my list. Originally, I just thought trading was gonna suck. Then somebody that I trade with said, "Hey, she mentioned, maybe look somewhere else." And for whatever reason, I hadn't even considered. All right, maybe let's look at metals. Let's look at gold. Let's look at some other instrument and see maybe there's a better setup, right? Because on NQ, everything is continuation at this point. We hit weekly mag. It's all mostly continuation, except, I mean, we do have, like I said, the double inside 30. We got an inside 60. But we could get a good short opportunity after hitting weekly magnitude. A little bit of a pullback would not surprise me. So, gonna keep an eye on that. Would not be too aggressive in trading that position because continuity is to the upside. I wonder what the monthly looks like. Let's take a peek here. So, I mean, we just trade like honestly, I'm expecting the next 15 days if we don't get to all-time high, I would be insanely shocked. The market is bullish. I mean, even the Trump tariff stuff, the naughty T word has had less of an impact than previously. Like today he just signed a reciprocal tariff on any country that has tariffs on the US, they will pay the same amount in tariffs. So if we're, I know the European Union has a 20% VAT tax, right? They call it a value added tax. Testing. Dude, what is going on with this? Sorry, guys. I might have to either try another mic. Maybe hold up 1 second. I'm gonna lose mic again, but I'm gonna switch some things around here. Oh, you know what? I don't want to do that right now. It's gonna switch up my monitors. I think the order. See, when did that cut out? 5:58, 57, 50. Okay, a couple minutes. I don't think I said anything that important. Mostly just market open. Was looking at 30-minute. This to go the 30 to go outside bar and possibly the hour. Oops. I don't know if we gap down at small gap down and then we broke bear, but just didn't well it, like didn't go anywhere at all. Get rid of some of these lines that don't matter anymore. What are we looking at bigger picture? Not a whole lot, really all time high. I mean, we hit weekly target. Not a lot to go after, so that's why I'm not going to get super aggressive here, and that's why I was looking at things like gold, copper. Just had an impressive run. I don't know if you guys cut off when I was saying that, but the I like trading the outside bar breaks, right? So outside bar with full time frame continuity. We get expando, right? Expansion out of this range. So I like trading those. But you got to be careful. They need to just go right away. Like I know Sarah is not a fan of trading these 3-2 continuations, but I am. It's got to be the right circumstances, you know. Let me clean up my charts a little bit. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that's the weekly trade. Let me leave that. Yeah, there's not like part of the reason I was upset with myself today for not really capitalizing on those moves is just because I knew, once the day ended, like all the good shit played out. I've been waiting days and days and days for like really great setups on the 4 hour and daily and or 12 hour, 4 hour, 12 hour daily. And we finally got a great setup on the day, and I didn't do as well as I would have liked. Like I didn't lose any, I did fine, but fine for me is not good enough. And I know there are a lot of, I get a lot of DMs from people who are struggling. I shared the trade this morning. I told somebody who's been struggling, like, I'm a bull over 862 all day long. And they were like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work or whatever. And it worked. And I can't understand how people are missing some of these setups, right? I don't get it. I know sometimes it's a little tricky, but we're trading in the direction of continuity. We're looking for setups on higher time frames with magnitude, right? So day in force over 862. That means we're bullish to the target. So you look for entries on smaller time frames. That's it. I get a lot of like excuses from people sometimes like, oh, every time I do that, I stop out. Every time this happens, whatever, whatever. When I get long, it doesn't work. Like, well, did you take that setup? No. Well, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? You can't say it doesn't work, but you're not taking the setups every time. That's what you have to do as traders, right? There's a setup. We take the trades. We manage our risk. That's it. We hope that it gets to a target. We hope we make money. We expect to not make money. I mean, that's how I try and think. I'm willing to risk 100 or 200 bucks. I'm hoping that that's going to work out, but if not, I'm okay losing the $200. Like that's all we do when we sit here and click buttons. So when setups are there, we got a rev strat in the direction of time frame continuity with daily magnitude and a weekly trigger to magnitude. Like you have to take that trade. You cannot not take that trade. There's no reason not to take that trade. You have to. Otherwise, you're just doing some weird shit that's like not the strat or not a systematic process of taking the same types of setups over and over and over. I don't care if you stop out 10 times in a row. Like you got to take the same trades. Eventually, yeah, at some point you say, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Out of the last 20, 30, 40 trades, I've stopped out 30 times. You know, you're probably missing something. Maybe it's not a good setup. I don't know. There could be a lot of reasons for that. But you can't just stop taking the trades and say, like, well, it doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I'm not like you better have a damn good reason why you didn't get in the trade. And then if it works, you need to review what you did and say, hey, how could I do this better? Like that's what I did today. I just looked at the chart and said, hey, what I should have done, I got a little I did get shook out on the initial this move down, right? So I was in this. I got I closed out here and I was a little late to get back in, right? Like the even this little pullback, this stayed over 862. So this would have been a good dip buy, right? We're still in force. We're selling off. Set a stop right under, eight, right under the trigger here. I'll put this line here just so that we have an idea. It's not exact. 861.75, right? But as long as we're above this, we're bullish on the day, right? Setup is in force. So we're good here. We're good here. We get a nice push up. All right, fine. Pull back, retrigger, enter. Pull back, or enter here. Or pull back, stays in force, enter here. So I just review the chart and say, all right, next time I'm going to be more aggressive about just holding my guns and saying I'm sticking to this higher time frame setup no matter what happens. Yes, we sold off here, but we hit 22K. That was what I was really looking for up here. Pushed up higher, sold off. Trump was speaking, but market has been strong, right? Time frame continuity is on our side. If you're struggling and you're telling yourself stupid stories about this doesn't work, I can't do this, whatever, it's all noise, it's all bullshit. Tune it out, stick to a strategy, follow some rules, then you know what's what. Let me catch up on chat here. How we're all gonna make thousands tonight? We're let's all try. Let's try and let's tag team the market here. See what works. Hesitation is a problem. Needing to be right and all. Yeah, I get that, Hargan. Yeah, I mean the look with the strat, right? What do we're looking for specific combinations of candles in the direction of time frame continuity, and if there's a broadening formation there, we want to try and play off the edges of it. What did we have? We had a daily rev strat. in the direction of time frame continuity with daily magnitude and a weekly, also a weekly setup, daily to trigger weekly domino trade. You have to take that. You can't hesitate. Even I mean, take a if you're struggling, trade a micro, a single micro, and just let the shit run and see if it works. Your job is not to make money at first, right? Your job is to build confidence, uh, get a good read on the market, that sort of thing. But I mean, even a micro on this setup where it topped out, I'm gonna pull this up. It was 261 points. So for that's $500 on a micro. Now that's if you nailed the whole move. I get it. All right, let's say you maybe got 150, 200 points. It's still 400 bucks on a micro, minimal risk. I mean, look at if we look at this chart, I mean, how much were you risking here, right? If you got in here, you weren't risking much because I had my stop just at these lows, right? My stop was under here. So I was risking maybe 10 points for what ended up being a 80-point move. It sold off, but if you get back, even if you get back in on this re-trigger, right? You had probably 10 points because I'm using the wick here. Let's see if I can get a better. I mean, 13 points of drawdown in New York is tiny. That's all you had to deal with for a 100 points plus. Or if you bought down here on this little dip, you got another 120 points. Or if you bought back on this little bit of corrective activity up, you got another 80 points. Just trade small size. If you're getting freaked out of your positions, you're probably oversized. Got a new high here. So let's see if there's anything that interests me. Really, I think we're going to go outside 30. We got another 16 minutes, 20 seconds to go outside 30, and we're almost there. And then the hourly potential outside bar. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. And we got 46 minutes for this to get to the upside. Awfully tempted to make an attempt, but I feel like the better entry was a little bit earlier. And, if I miss it, I miss it. I don't like missing things. Did get a nice 5 minute little 3-1-2 up. Would have been worth a shot, but I was not that kind of focused. It's tough to trade and stream. I mean, it's I missed trades earlier today because I was trying to help other people, and I think I decided for myself that when New York opens and there's a setup that I'm looking at and I want to get in on, like I need to lock in for me. Everybody else is just gonna have to kind of wait. Like I want to help people, but not at my own expense. Like I mentioned to a few people the trade in advance, and then I missed my own kind of setup. I call it part of it, but I just wasn't. I was bouncing around a little too much, and so that's a lesson for me that market opens, and there's something I'm watching. I need to be 100% focused on charts. We missed this outside bar by a tick. What's the high here? 90.25 by like a point. So I think we get there. I think if we don't go outside hour, I think we'll probably break this bullish. That would be the next setup I'd be looking for, but 43 minutes until that happens. So there's a lot of time between now and then. Da, 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 da. I think I had similar entries to yours. Let's take a look at what Hargan was up to. Yeah, nice. Looks like yeah. I regretted. I mean, I'm in the trade. I'm looking for it to go in the direction I want, and it's tricky for me. I'm still trying to figure out like, do I take partial? Do I let the trade play out and stick to the game plan? Right. My game plan was we're gonna keep pushing higher. We didn't. We sold off, came all the way back. And then I regret like, well, if I had just taken profits, I could have reloaded when it pulled back and got back in. But it's not a great game to play. Like the coulda, woulda, shoulda. I think we got to put together like our look. That's why I like to use the higher time frames, right? Day and force. I'm looking for daily magnitude. That's it. So as long as we were over 862, I got to be looking for entry opportunities. Period. And I would have done really well. I could have slowly, scaled into a position with very little drawdown. The hourly chart. Yeah, and I mean, potentially got into two minis for 100 points or more. I mean, two minis, 100 points, 1,000, 4 grand times three XFAs. That's a $12,000 day. But don't compare, don't do trader math where we just start. Well, if 100 points, a mini, $2,000 times five XFAs times whatever, whatever. It doesn't mean anything until it's like in your account, right? Like until you actually make that trade. Don't start regretting what you missed. That just I do it all the time. So I'm just it's a reminder to myself to try and not do that as much as possible. Mostly I'm just looking at it like my what I should have done was just stuck with the over 862 where a bull looking for daily magnitude or 22K. I've been looking for 22K since Sunday night. If I search for 22K, it's probably in Top Step Discord. I know it is for a fact in Top Step Discord, in the Stat Discord, in another little private group of a handful of people that I'm with, looking for 968 and then 22K all week. Just took a minute to play out, but so I feel good that I had a good read on the market. My execution just could have been better. So that's something I can work on, right? As long as I know what the market's doing, I can adapt. Can work on my execution a little bit, scale in differently, be a little more confident, try and be less distracted, right? Jumping around between a bunch of different discords and trying to help people in DMs and options degen got in. Hoping to just hit $200 day. Got to take care of your own trades first. Yeah, 100%. That's it, man. Right? I'm like I can't be upset at anybody else. People have questions, want help, and I don't mind helping, but I need to. I've got a people pleaser kind of problem sometimes, so I do that at my own expense, and I need to stop. Not that I can't help people, but just because somebody sends me a message doesn't mean that I have to respond right away, right? That's a good point. Options DGen said that's why they say on a plane, put your mask on first and then help others, right? We got to take care of ourselves first. If we can't take care of ourselves, you can't help anyone else. There's the outside 30. So that played out as expected. Now we'll see if the 60. We're getting there. I mean, I'm awfully tempted to get in. I just want to wait and see with this with the outside 30. I'm a little cautious just because we always see what happens with these outside bars. They go from green to red or red to green. Give back the whole move. But I think we're charging to the north side. This little this little pullback would have been like right here. This little buy the dip, push up, little dip, make an entry, looking for the outside hour or outside 30. Last night I scaled into 18 micros in a position that, let's see if I can find it here while we're just kind of waiting for this. Uh, where was it? Where this dump was right here. So I made an entry somewhere over here. I don't remember what the setup was, but there was a setup here, right? I got in, didn't take profits. It pulled back. I just added to this position, and then we chopped sideways for what felt like forever. It ended up being 30, 40 minutes of just waiting for this to break out, and then it finally pushed higher, and then we got more sideways chop, and then we finally got a little push higher, and then I exit. I was like, I'm done. And I'm glad because it ended up pulling back and selling off overnight with this big kind of pullback. Uh, really stings to miss these, but I'll get another opportunity somewhere. You still in options, DJN, or do you make your 200? Oh, he said it right here. Boom. Took the 5 minute, hit my target, done for the night. Good job, man. Impressive work. I like you're out here grinding in the hustle. Like the fact that you share your wins and your losses. When you blow shit up, you're not afraid to just say like, guys, I blew up a bunch of accounts. Because that's right. That's real trading. That's what happens. We make mistakes and we try to make fewer mistakes as time goes on. I don't think there are enough people out like in the trading community that are doing that, right? There's just a big bunch of drama on Twitter or X if you're following along. A prop firm owner who, as far as I can tell and from what I understand, I mean just basically was, I don't know if he was demo trading, paper trading, claims it was a real trade, but accidentally showed the wrong. I don't know, whatever. It all sounds like horseshit to me. Sounds like you are trying to scam people. And I think transparency is key. That's why I tell you guys all the time. Like, if you are looking for somebody to trade like 3 minis, 4 minis, 5 minis, it's not me. I'll scale into winning positions, but I'm not out here trying to prove anything to anyone. I'm just sharing my experience. I enjoy doing live streams. I feel like we all benefit from each other's experiences and we get to talk trading psychology. I get to vent about the things I'm struggling with. And it's not about me trying to put up like huge numbers and say like, look at me. I don't really care about that. I mean, I want to make money. That's the goal, but I'm not trying to impress anyone. And I think people that do that and then get caught, I love it. I love to see it. I love to see people just make terrible decisions and try and come off like they're great traders, and just it turns out they are, paper trading or just scamming or whatever. And you could argue like funded account, whatever, it's sim trading, but we're collecting the money that's deposited in my account is real. Options Degen will confirm that. The money he's receiving from prop trading is real dollar bills. Trading on like an account that uh either just is paper trading or like combine. I mean, I trade combines. I That's how we get funded accounts, right? But I am always clear, I think, about when I'm trading what and why. I will trade combines like I did today because I didn't want to give back money in my funded accounts. I was up, I was green. I didn't want to lose that money, so I just switched to combines today. Past those, now I got two more funded accounts. But I think people like transparency. I saw one of the greatest posts earlier. T. Rosal, was he in here at all? No. Who posted in funded chat that it took him a year to pass his first combine. See if I can find the message real quick. Really was brought a little tear to my eye. Uh, uh, uh. He wrote, "It has been a long and hard journey. It took me a year to pass my first combine. I improved immensely when Tom started streaming and sharing his journey. I'm so grateful to him. I'm able to pass combines now, although I've passed and blown quite a few. I'm really slowing down and working hard on getting the exit phase I have to pay out. Right? And that's why I do this. I want to share the all the mistakes that I've made and just talk about what I've learned and hoped that other traders can avoid some of those mistakes and get profitable. I love to see other people who are in this win. It's great. It's amazing to see. All I wanted to do when I first started was just figure out how to trade, how to make money, how to make this like how to make a career out of this. And so to see somebody who struggled for a year, he's part of the VIP program, and has a great shared his stats as looked fantastic, had a great, I think 5 or 6 day run of all green, and it's possible, guys. You can do it. You just have to focus on learning a strategy, and then you find out that the other 80% is controlling emotions and managing your fear and greed, and just not going on tilt, not revenge trading. There's all this other whole other side of trading that is not focused on enough, in my opinion. And so when I see people do really well, it's just awesome. So if you're new and you're struggling, like, you can do it. You just probably need to slow down a little bit. You need to recognize that you're not going to be. You can't compare yourself to somebody who's been trading for 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 years. I make the instrument analogy all the time. If I hand you a guitar and I'm like, let's see where you're at in 2 weeks, right? And I compare you to somebody who's been playing guitar for 5 years, it's not even going to be close, right? It's just, you can't expect to cram 5 years of experience into 2 weeks or even a year. I'm sure there are some traders out there that figure this out quicker than others. Maybe like 6 months or a year, they start to get profitable. But from my in my experience and what I know about other traders who are successful, it's really like 2 3 years. Things start to click. Year 4 or 5, that's when you really kind of level up, and then from there it's sort of like sky's the limit. Not outside hour yet, and this is why I didn't want to just jump into this, because we went outside bar on the 30 and now we're opening inside. And typically you'll notice after an outside bar, you often end up with an inside bar, and we either break the high, I mean, it sounds obvious, like we're either going to go up here or kind of stay inside or potentially break low. But usually we end up with when you get a bigger range kind of candle, we end up stuck inside for a minute. So I don't need to jump into something that's not going to be like super high probability. We got 4 hour continuation. It's 4 hour inside bar, which I don't like. I hope I've made that clear at this point, right? 4 hour stuck inside. So that's the 4 hour is my go-to. It's kind of like the intermediary bias that I have. And if we're not two up or two down, we're just stuck. And until we break this candle high or low, I mean, that's the direction I'm going to look ordinarily. Not always, but just like as a rule of thumb. So inside 4 hour, inside 12 hour, inside day, hit weekly magnitude, potential exhaustion. You just got to be cautious. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to be cautious. Right? I'm just going to be a little, not going to be as aggressive. See, little 5 minute, 2-1, two down. Trying to get back to the lows here. Let me pop on YouTube here. Oh, sorry guys. There's some YouTube chat here. I keep getting tapped. Hi T3, it's Fish. Oh, okay. What's up, Bar? I don't know if you're still here. Big Mo, copper was strong as hell today. Yes, it was. There is a Discord that I hang out in. Big Mo, if you want the link, you can go to. Hold up, I'll send it to you in chat here. This is usually where I hang out. A bunch of us funded traders. Looks like Frenchy Fish mentioned my mic. Thanks, man. I gotta. I'm not sure why I'm not getting like notifications in Discord. Like I see that you sent me a message, but I want like some kind of a ding or a ping or a ding dong. Say like, hey yo, pay attention to this. Um, invite people. Copy. There you go. Big Mo. I think I recognize you from Top Step Discord. Marty, what's up? How are you? Soul XS, hi. Because I'm bad at juggling YouTube and Discord. Usually I drag both chats over on the same screen. I didn't do it tonight, so I will make it a habit to do that because I don't want to ignore you guys. Options degen, nah man, it's the reality and I have no problem sharing my losses. Generally swing big and it either works out or out gloriously or kicks my teeth in, but I have no problem sharing if only to motivate other people to keep grinding. I don't understand people that say it's all monopoly money. If I have 5K in funded account, that's not monopoly money. If I can get a payout and into my bank account, that's real money, and I always treat PA money as such. Same, yeah, me too. Funded account money, man, is as good as my money. The only thing I got to do is follow some pretty basic rules, right? Stack it, and then it becomes my money. So combines I treat differently, right? Combines are just kind of in the way. You pass them, you get a funded account. Funded account is where you can actually withdraw cash, and I treat those way differently. Losing a combine, it's irritating, but I will sleep fine at night. If I blow an XFA and I wake up the next day, there's gonna be regret. I'm gonna not be thrilled that I made those choices. What's up, Frenchy Fish? So funny, this guy French Fish who's hanging out here. I had blocked at some point when I was in Top Step. Probably irritated me in some way, and now we're like buddies. I don't know what he did, but He's since been unblocked, but there are a few other people like that that I've become friendly with who I had blocked at some point. And I have the bad habit of clicking, like when you block someone in Discord, it shows you that there's a blocked message, and I tend to click on those messages. So even though I have somebody blocked, it's like they're not really blocked. I see what they're saying, and then after a period of time, if I see they're just acting like a normal person or saying some funny shit, then they get off the block list, and so it's kind of ironic. It's just how it goes, you know. It's life, man. Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I enjoy doing these. Try and talk about a wide variety of topics, even if you don't trade the strat. Hopefully you get something out of it. Yeah, you know what? Though I mean, one of the reasons I like to stream is because it keeps me very accountable. I tend to not, if I'm live streaming my trades, I'm not gonna full port an XFA. I just won't, because people are gonna say, "Why did you just full port the XFA?" Like, huh? And I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I don't, there's got to be a reason, right?" I try and explain everything that I'm doing when I'm taking a trade, right? Why I'm taking a trade, what I'm looking at, and if it's just me left alone, sometimes I get a little wild. I'll just click some buttons. I don't do that nearly as much as I used to. But yeah, so I do it for semi-selfish reasons. It makes trading less boring. I think we can all learn something from one another, and yeah. So I'm not out here like plug in Apex with my referral code or whatever, whatever. Top Step doesn't even have an affiliate program. I just share my experience and the prop firm that I prefer to use and that I will continue to use until they do something really stupid. And they don't seem that I don't get that vibe from them, right? Yeah, they've pointed out reiterated prohibited conduct, but I already did the Chat GPT thing and compared the rules from July to their new rules. They're virtually identical. The only thing they point out is no account stacking, which again I imagine is people who are spending 10 or 20 grand a month, and you guys might say that's impossible. Nobody's doing that, but I can assure you that somebody making 100 grand a month off of YouTube ads has 10,000 or 20,000 to spend. I think Patrick Whelan spent 80,000, 90,000, $100,000 on Top Step combines and resets to get a payout. So I think they're targeting people who are systematically abusing their program, and that's fine. I mean, they can do whatever they want. But I think they're the best in the business. They've been around the longest. They kind of started the whole online prop firm thing. Uh, you'd be hard pressed to find a reason why they deny payouts. They pay out quickly, and that's all I care about. I'm not going to sit here and trade with somebody for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever the grind is, right? To get an account balance up and then request a payout and get denied and say, hey, you got to trade 8 more days or send us a video of yourself trading. I'm just not going to risk that to save $30, right? Apex has $20 kind of promo things going on. Top Step's $50 for a 50K. I don't care about $30 if I'm going to get denied a $5,000 payout. Makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. I just don't. Options Degen said, yeah, Patrick makes like a quarter mil a month from his affiliate income. I'm sure. I mean, people don't understand the numbers that are that are going on here. I mean, and they if he's probably also getting some kind of recurring payment, right, under some sort of a contract. And this is just a guess, right? There's a reason that you'll go on somebody's account and they are promoting a specific prop, right? There is some sort of incentive aside from just the affiliate code, right? They might be making money off the referrals, but they're probably also under contract and they are getting paid a flat rate per month to promote that prop firm, right? That's what I would do if I owned a prop firm. So and Patrick Whelan's got 250,000 subscribers and 5 6,000 god damn it 5 or 6,000 viewers on his live streams. you know, yeah, here's you use your affiliate code, and also we'll kick you a couple bucks to keep it up in the on the YouTube stream. Sign up for Apex or sign up for Tom's Trading, whatever the hell it's called. Big money, man. Um, yeah, and his course sales that he's doing now, I'm sure he's making a boatload off that. And look, I don't knock any. I mean, it's if you I don't care about anybody selling anything, right? If you are a consistently profitable trader, or there's some sort of value there. Like, I got into trading, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I paid for a community with a guy who I felt was genuine and wasn't out there being flashy about his money. And I learned a lot. I learned a whole bunch of shit that would have taken me a lot longer to learn, right? And I use the gym analogy a lot, big on analogies. I could do sit-ups and push-ups at my house, and it cost me nothing, right? Or I could pay a personal trainer for a little more guidance and kind of one two skip a few, get through the bullshit, and get results quicker. You don't want to pay? Cool. Don't. Just do your own hustle, right? Might take you a lot longer. You might, you're not going to know about the right form or what muscle groups to exercise, but you can still get it done. It's the same thing with trading. The problem is that there are a lot of shitheads out there who just are taking advantage. Like, don't they're making their money not from trading, they're making it from other people. So that I have a problem with. But like, I haven't seen Patrick's course. I mean, look, he can obviously trade. I don't know that he manages his risk well. I don't know what his numbers look like over time. He himself has said that he makes more off YouTube ads than his trading. So, which is fine. I mean, at least he's honest about it. He's transparent about it. That's all for me, that's all that matters, right? If you're like, "Hey, I make 100 grand a month from YouTube ads, but I also make 50 grand a month from trading." Cool. Awesome, bro. Like, good for you. That's great. Like, I'm not a PW fan either. I mean, he's fine. He's a little he's got some ego and all that, but he's got some skill. There's no denying it. You don't get a $600,000 payout without having some sort of skill or some cash to burn through. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but he seems to be doing okay. But there are a lot of just shady people in the space that give everybody else a bad name. Yeah, options DJ. I agree. You can't hate his hustle. He's figured out how to be an influencer and make bank. Exactly. Like, I don't not I don't knock on anybody who's he's gotten into battles with ICT. He knows how to be controversial. He's entertaining, if nothing else, right? And people like it. People watch him, and he seems to be able to trade. I tuned into his YouTube at the end of the day yesterday. I mean, he got stopped out. He was scaling into a position in a couple accounts that didn't matter. He had already received max payout, I think, on Take Profit Trader, TPT. So they were, it was basically like paper trading. So he just kept adding to a loser and blew the account. So it's hard to judge based on that, because if I have accounts that don't matter, I'm going to scale in, and like, who cares? So, but he's obviously getting paid, and people enjoy him. So, fine, whatever. Yeah. Options EJ said that's what he meant. His main income is from Apex paying him directly to promote, not from affiliate money of people using his code. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's raking in from all directions, which you should. If you're a smart person and you've got some kind of, you're busy, a savvy business person, you're going to try and pull in money from wherever you can. And as long as you're doing it in an ethical kind of way, that doesn't bother me at all. NQ, not doing a whole lot. Still inside 30. We got to flip. I'll probably hang out for the next. We'll see what happens on this flip. The hourly flip in 13 and a half minutes. And then I will dip out. Let me go back to the YouTube chat here because I'm neglecting you guys. Apologies. Marty said what's poppin'. So yeah, we covered that. Appreciate how you explain things. Big Mo says appreciate how you explain things. I really try and do the best that I can of explaining like my trades. If you're not familiar with the strat, Google the strat by Rob Smith. That's a strategy I trade. I focus on a handful of setups. In general, it is we're trading in the direction of the trend. We call it time frame continuity. So we care about where price is relative to the year, the quarter, the month, the week, the day, the 60, right? If we are above the open on the 60 and the day, we are green on the day and the 60. We are bullish. We're looking in the direction of the trend. If you get the week and the month also green and the quarter green like we have now, things are bullish. We're looking for bull plays. And then we use broadening formations, megaphone patterns. That's kind of the strat in a nutshell. I can DM you. Anybody who's interested, wants to learn more about it, shoot me a DM. I have there's two playlists Sarah and Alex put together that explain the strat. That's where I learned. So if you're like, what is this guy talking about with this, how are we actually trading? That's how I'm trading. I came across the strat like 3 years ago. Once I stumbled across it, I was like, okay, all of this makes sense to me. My journey looking for a trading strategy has come to an end. This is what I'm going to focus on. I like this. It's it's very rules based. We have specific targets. We know where to get out of trades, and that's one thing I think a lot of strategies are missing is they tell you when to get in, but not when to get out. And we have both. So, NJ, what's up, man? Are you top step NJ? First time listener, long time fan. Thank you. TS Discord is chaos, so this is a nice really okay. I haven't been over there. I'll peek in once I stream Globex open. This is my like safe place. I get to talk to all my strat people. We cover a wide range of topics. A lot of trading psychology stuff, things that matter to me, and whatever else anyone else brings up. Happy to discuss. But yeah, I'll get back in that chaos later. All right, cool. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll give you the disclaimer. I'm not out here claiming to be the best trader. All I'm doing is trying to make money. I've got a strategy I trade. I've been doing this for 4 years. I am currently trading full time. This is how I try and make my money, and I'm just sharing. When there are setups to trade, I take live trades. I usually start with 3 micro starters. I scale in to winners. I'm not I try and keep my risk on my initial entry small. I'm okay stopping out 2 or 3 times before I catch the move. What else? Yeah, mostly do this to keep me accountable and to hang out. Makes trading less boring, and I am super passionate about trading. There's not much else that I love more. I used to love code and some of the other shit that I used to do. Was obsessive about, but when I latch on to something, I am like I'm in it 100%. And I got into trading about 6 months maybe before the GameStop fiasco, and once I realized what the potential was, I was hooked. And I started a business when I was 17, 18, quickly grew to over 1 million a year in revenue. So I've had success, I've had money. I also was a heroin addict for 18 years while I ran that company, making millions of dollars, and then eventually sold it, took some time off. I've been clean 6 years. So I consider myself a relatively smart guy, and it's tricky to I assumed that I'd come into trading like guns blazing, like I know what I'm doing. I'm king shit. I've had some money. I've had success. This is going to be a piece of cake, and it's probably, aside from quitting heroin, was like the most difficult thing that I've ever done. And I'm finally starting to get some consistency, and it's great. So pretty open about my past. It's tricky because trading for me, as somebody who has been, been an addict, it's a very fine line between gambling and trading. And I mentioned before on this stream that there is Trader Tom and then there is Gambler Tom. And I know when Gambler Tom is showing up and I know when Trader Tom is showing up. Trader Tom follows rules, uses logic, is not going on tilt, is not just button clicking. Gambler Tom is just trying to get rich overnight, like as fast as possible. And so Gambler Tom has mostly been chained up for the last few weeks and has not made an appearance, thank God. And yeah, and I got made 5,500 in January. I've not gotten a payout yet in February. I'm hoping. I still got about 2 weeks left to make something happen. I'm working 5 XFAs currently. I just activated two today, so you can see 5 XFAs. Copy trading three. I'm gonna leave the other two as backups, and hopefully we can catch some good moves. Thanks, NJ. Yeah, it was a bitch, man. Not gonna lie. Just snuck up on me, had no idea what I was getting into, and then before I knew it, I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I can, that's also why I've got a ridiculous amount of resets and combines, because I have tilted, and my addictive personality makes it, I'm just like blow accounts, blow three combines, four combines, reset, 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 reset. I didn't yesterday because I'm scared I'm gonna get booted off Top Step if I keep feeding money into the machine. And I didn't. I left my other account ineligible, which you can see here, ineligible. This account I blew, and then I had two accounts that were 50% past, and I told myself yesterday, just wait until today, bro. You got two accounts that are almost over the finish line. Like, let's not just be a degenerate. And I just waited for setups, and then I took my trades, and we got it done. But not much happening here on NQ. Still inside. So if you guys are not familiar with the strat, and I just recommend in general, if we're stuck with an inside bar here, that for me is the no trade zone. It's a chop zone. You're just gonna get, there's just no, it's directionless, right? We didn't break the previous candle high or low. We're just stuck inside of the previous candle range. And right now we've got a 4 hour inside bar, and my little trade plan and rules here say my checklist is inside bars on 60 or 4 hour. So if the hourly chart or the 4 hour chart or both are inside bars, I just won't trade, because we end up doing like this, right? Chippity chappity. Whoops, that's terrible. Let's try that again. We just end up doing this right here. You can see this little consolidation area, right? Chop, chop, chop. Nothing going on. So I just avoid it. I wait for the inside bar to close, and then I trade a break, preferably in the direction of the trend. And that's kind of the gist of it, man. We got the flip. We call each new candle the flip. So there's a 15-minute flip when we get a new 15-minute candle, a 30-minute flip when we get a new 30, a new daily flip when we get a new daily candle. And we are looking for a break of the previous candle high or low when those flips occur. Usually when the best setups happen. But I don't, not a fan of where NQ is at currently. We kind of already hit the targets I was looking for earlier today. was looking for 968 and then 22,000. We got those, and now it's kind of like a wait and see. We already hit for us stratters the weekly target up at 22,093, and so once we hit a target, it's we're, like that's the trade on the week is done. Could it still go higher? Yes, but it just means like we gotta use caution. We could be out of gas. It's usually when we start to look for a reversal. We call it exhaustion risk. When the trade has already, we hit a daily target or a weekly target or a monthly target, we look for things to potentially reverse. We call it potential exhaustion risk. Doesn't mean that it can't keep going higher or lower. Just means like heads up, right? Head on a swivel, stay nimble. All right, French fish, just saw your message here. I don't know if you're still here, but good to see you. I need to start exercising myself, man. So that's a good reminder. That's why I do this stuff with you guys. You're like, I'm going. Somebody says I'm going to the gym, and I'm like, shit, I need to go to the gym, right? Or I just blew up my XFA, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to blow up my XFA. NJ says, I know blowing accounts too well. Could have taken a payout on many occasions, but got greedy and tilted each loss until it was all gone. Currently trading one XFA. Yeah, man. You know what saved me is having a personal daily loss limit and using these risk tools, which I use this new, right? Risk settings locked out. You can see my daily loss limit set at 350. That's where I keep my. That's a comfortable number for me. It usually so for a couple weeks there, I was averaging 500 to 1,000 a day. So I just kind of cut that number in half and said, all right, I don't want one red day to erase a green day. So it kind of takes two red days to erase a green day, or inversely, I can wipe two red days with a green day. And so that's what I use, and I have burned a ton of XFAs because I would set a daily loss limit, right? I would use maybe in the past I was I think using 250, maybe 300, sometimes 500, but I would get close to hitting my daily loss, and you know what I would do? Click, bleep. I need an extra $100. That's it. Just give me a little more wiggle room, right? $100 is all I need, and I'm gonna turn this ship around, right? And then take a red trade and be close to hitting daily loss again. And you know what I do? I'd come back in here again, say, just give me 100 more, right? Just need 100 more dollars. Dave Chappelle meme. Anybody got any of them extensions on personal daily loss limit? Until eventually, I'm down 900 or $1,000. I just delete it. I just turn it off, right? Or change it to, action, do nothing, and then blow up the accounts. And I got tired of doing that. Insanely tired of spending money and just blowing up accounts. Here's the flip. New 60 candle. And we'll keep an eye on this for a minute. So this is why we pay attention to the flips, right? New hourly candle, all buyers. Boom, right out of the gate. So if you're not paying attention to the new candles when they print, highly recommend it. It's a good thing to keep an eye on. Especially if you're in a trade and it's going well and we get a new hourly candle or a new 4-hour candle. Like heads up, we could get selling on that new candle print. Again, this is not an exact science. There's no, just because we get a new candle doesn't mean buyers or sellers are going to show up. We can push in one direction and reverse. It's we're just these are things that we pay attention to, just like price levels, right? Our zones, areas of interest, things we want to keep an eye out for. So debating taking a trade here if we get above the 60 high. So I need to readjust my candles here that I marked because we got a new 60. So that's the high, that's the low. This 30 is no longer valid. I'll get back to the 2 minute. So above this, I would like to see this maybe trigger, a little bit of a pullback, and then a re-trigger, and I would jump in. Probably be like the only trade I'm going to take for now, if that happens. Believe me, guys, I want to get into a trade as bad as anybody. I got three XFAs copy trading and two in the chamber ready to go. Like, I want to be in the game, but patience. I like the charts too. When I look at the chart and and I'm looking at like the hourly and the 4 hour, and I'm like, oh my god, if this trade triggers, I need to be in it. And if I don't feel that way, then I am more I just kind of wait, and that's not something I've been good at. I've been an overtrader from way back where, it wasn't uncommon for me to pull up an XFA report and have like 150 trades. Now I'm scaling into micros, but even still, it was probably like 15 or 20 trades, which is just way too many. And now these days, I'm focused on fewer trades, higher quality, and just being patient. NJ says, I respect what you're doing here, dude. It means a lot to hang out here with a good dude. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. Is that Pillow? Are you the Top Step Pillow? How do all these Top Step guys find their way in here? What happened? What do you mean, Pillow? Expect for zero setups. Expect or accept? There's only one Pillow? I don't know. I've seen a commercial of this guy who calls it My Pillow. Nice to see you, buddy. See if buyers can get anything going here. That's kind of what I'm eyeballing. If we break the lows of this hourly candle, maybe. I don't know how many times I've said this, guys. The 4 hour inside bar is not where I want to be trading. Like, it's not on my. So I showed this list, right? Inside bar is on 60 and 4 hour. So if there's an inside bar on the 60 minute, I won't take I won't be in the trade. If there's an inside bar on the 60 and 4 hour, I'm definitely not trading. Like, I'll just go do anything else. I'm very close to adding a 4 hour inside bar to my do not trade list because when these happen, I just get chopped up. We're not really going anywhere. The only reason I don't is sometimes we're like a 4 hour inside bar that's close to breaking the previous candle high or low, then I'm kind of interested. So it's not a hard rule, but like 80% of the time, if we're stuck inside on the 4 hour, I'm not really that excited. I'm not thrilled. And because we just got an hourly flip, right? New hourly candle. We got an inside hour and an inside 4 hour, right? That's on my don't mess with it kind of list. But if we break this 60-minute high, previous candle high, then we will no longer be inside on the 60 and we could potentially get the 4 hour going. But as you can see here, it looked like it was going to, you get all excited. Oh, nice push up. We're going to get, and then just nope, reverse, right? Smack you in the face. Now you're down, what, 10 points or something? Yeah. 200 a mini. That's why I scale in. I scale into winners. I'm not okay to be in red $200, especially with a $350 daily loss. Nah, that's not for me. Inside means, yeah, inside bar is just consolidation. It's just a tightening range. You don't like buyers aren't in control, sellers aren't in control. Just kind of chopping around. So if I think when I tell people about the strat, like even if you trade another strategy, there are some really great concepts that would probably improve your trading. Like if like just not trading an inside 60, you'll probably save yourself a lot of frustration and aggravation. Really, an inside 15, 30, 60. You see inside bars on the smaller time frames, it's just consolidation. It's just tightening up, and there's no clear. We're not buyers aren't in control, sellers aren't in control. Just wait, just stay out of it until it's no longer an inside bar, or wait for the inside bar to close and then trade a break of it. Like here, for example, this would be a potential short if we break this low. I'm not like it's not my fit. I hope I didn't dox myself in some way. I don't think so. I don't really care. There's nothing important there, but you'd see here, like I'll trade the break of this, not necessarily this specific example, but just wait for this low to get taken out, and then look for a setup or break the high. Don't get chopped up inside of this garbage. You can see right here, we didn't really go anywhere. This is just sideways. I mean, there's some range here, but it's just not. What is this candle? It's all of 16 points. I mean, I guess if you're looking for that kind of, if you're scalping ticks, but I think I'm going to hop off, guys. Inside hour, inside 4 hour, not for me. Been on here for about 70 minutes. I appreciate everyone who stopped by. I hope you guys learned something or, at least got a distraction from Top Step Discord for a minute or whatever else was going on in your life. Hope you guys stop back in the future. For your I'll be trading like later tonight. I'll be keeping an eye on the 4 hour to see where we go when we get a new 4 hour candle in 2 hours and 50 minutes. So 10 p.m. Eastern, we get a new 4 hour candle, and I will be sitting here checking it out to see if something shows up. So this is usually where I'll set some alerts, right? Like if we get above this price or below, above or below a certain price range, then I want a little heads up. Otherwise, that's when I'll go F off in Top Step Discord and, pick a fight with somebody or, you know, uh rag on Pillow cuz he's a white name, the huge. Let me check out some chat here and then I'll hop off, guys. Inside means ranging, inside meaning price hasn't traded. Yeah, exactly, NJ. Just means that we're stuck. The candle is stuck inside the previous candle range. Dippity doo. Yep, I'll be around Top Step Discord. Please go live more often. I will. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Let me check Discord real quick. Make sure I'm not neglecting anybody. Nope. Options DGen, Kevin, STK, everybody else. Have a good night. I'll see you guys later. If you're trading, trade smart. Manage risk. Take the trades, right? If there's a setup, take it. Don't be scared. Small size, manage risk. That's it. That's all we do. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you soon.